Canada is a linguistically diverse country with over 200 languages spoken nationwide. Each year, thousands of bilingual students enter our school systems with varying levels of English or French proficiency. Despite this rich linguistic diversity, most pre-reading screeners have been designed exclusively for English monolinguals.
Can you read this word?
These screeners don't take diverse linguistic backgrounds into account. And as a result, bilingual students often underperform and are mistakenly identified as being at risk for reading difficulties. This misjudgment frequently leads to bilingual students being placed in special education programs that don't address their actual needs. And it can also lead to academic and social challenges in the short term and negative professional and health outcomes in the long term. This also diverts limited resources away from students who might truly require this specialized support. At the University of Toronto's Bilingual and Multilingual Development Lab, we created a fair, more accurate reading screener for bilinguals, the Dynamic Omni-Language Literacy Screener, or DOLLi. DOLLi is different from other screeners in two key ways. Let's rewind to see how reading screening is different with DOLLi. First, DOLLi minimizes the impact of prior language experience. Unlike traditional screeners that rely on English words, DOLLi uses made-up non-words, like meep, which are made of sounds, like that are common to most languages. These non-words are also written in made-up novel symbols, instead of English letters. This creates an even linguistic playing field in testing for all students, regardless of their language background. Second, DOLLi is dynamic. It measures how children learn, not just what they already know. By incorporating feedback and teaching into the test, DOLLi helps educators and clinicians, like speech-language pathologists, distinguish between children who are truly at risk for reading difficulty and those who might have just had limited English literacy experiences. By screening with DOLLi, we prioritize what students can do and how best to support them in the classroom. In our research study, we examined whether DOLLi works for educators and clinicians administering it and for students being tested. We recruited educators and clinicians to pilot DOLLi with kindergartners and collected their qualitative feedback about DOLLi's clinical value and feasibility through a survey. We then looked at how different students scored on DOLLi versus the traditional English pre-reading screener. We found that bilingual kindergartners perform poorly on the traditional English screener, but show more variable performance on DOLLi, suggesting that DOLLi may reduce linguistic bias, capture how children learn key pre-reading skills, and better identify who is truly at risk for reading difficulty. Qualitative feedback from educators and clinicians tells a similar story. Clinicians say that with the traditional test, it is hard to see what the student actually knows, but that with DOLLi, they learned what prompts help the student understand the task. They share that this information could be used in school-based practice and incorporated into small group and individual literacy instruction. Literacy is more than a skill. It's a gateway to opportunity and belonging. Every child, no matter the language they speak, deserves a fair chance to reach their full potential. This research takes an important step towards making that a reality.